Hey everyone, welcome back to Mr. USA English, the place where you learn real, natural English that helps you sound confident and clear.
Hi, guys! We're so happy you're here. Today's topic is one that every English learner needs. It's all about common grammar mistakes and how to fix them.
That's right. Even advanced learners make little grammar errors that can change the meaning of what they say.
But don't worry, we'll explain the most common ones, show you examples, and help you fix them so you can speak like a pro.
And we'll do it in a fun, friendly way. No boring grammar books here.
Exactly. So grab a notebook, relax, and let's dive into common English grammar mistakes learners make and how to avoid them.
Let's start with articles, those little words that cause big confusion.
Oh, yes. A, an, and the. They look small, but they're super powerful.
The most common mistake is using the when you should use a or an, or forgetting an article completely.
For example, people often say, I have cat, but it should be, I have a cat.
Exactly, because cat is a singular countable noun. You need a or an.
And remember, use an before vowel sounds like an apple, an idea, an hour.
Great tip. Another one, use the when you talk about something specific. For example, the cat that lives next door.
Or when both the speaker and listener know which thing you mean, like, can you pass the salt?
Perfect.
A trick to avoid this mistake? Think, is it anything or that specific thing?
If it's any, use a or on. If it's specific, use the.
Exactly. It's that simple.
Okay. Mistake number 2 is one that every English teacher talks about: forgetting the S with he, she, or it.
Oh, yes. People often say, he go to school, but it should be, he goes to school.
Right. When the subject is he, she, or it, the verb in the present simple takes an S.
It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference.
One trick I tell my students: imagine the S as the person's signature sound.
Ha! That's cute. Like, she works hard. He plays football. It rains a lot.
Exactly. And if you forget the S, the sentence sounds incomplete to native speakers.
So practice saying them aloud. He goes. She studies. It runs.
The more you hear and say them, the more natural it becomes.
Secret to remember? He, she. It don't forget this.
Now, let's talk about verb tenses, especially past versus present perfect.
Ah, yes. The famous I did versus I have done.
Many learners mix them up. For example, they say, I have seen that movie yesterday.
That's a common one. It should be, I saw that movie yesterday.
Exactly, because yesterday is a specific time in the past, so we use the past simple.
Present perfect I have seen is for experiences or actions with no specific time.
Like, I have seen that movie means sometime in your life, not exactly when.
Here's another example. I've been to Japan, no time mentioned, versus I went to Japan last year, specific time.
A good trick if you use a time word like yesterday, last week, or in 2010, always use past simple.
Exactly. And if you're just talking about experience, use present perfect.
This one mistake can make you sound confused about time, so practice until it becomes natural.
Grammar is all about clarity of meaning, not memorizing rules.
Let's do a quick mini practice, shall we?
Great idea. Listeners, repeat after us.
I have a car.
I have a car. Perfect.
He goes to work every day.
He goes to work every day. Nice.
I saw that movie yesterday.
I saw that movie yesterday. Beautiful.
See? Grammar isn't scary. It's all about rhythm and habit.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more natural your sentences sound.
So far, we've covered 3 big grammar mistakes: articles, the third person, s, and confusing past tenses.
And that's just the beginning. In the next part, we'll look at more tricky grammar points, things even advanced speakers get wrong sometimes.
So stay tuned for part 2 of common English grammar mistakes learners make and how to avoid them.
And remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Mr. USA English so you don't miss it.
Welcome back to Mr. USA English. This is part 2 of our episode, Common English Grammar Mistakes Learners Make and How to Avoid Them.
Hey everyone! If you haven't listened to part 1 yet, go check it out. We covered articles, the third person es, and how to use the right verb tense.
Right. And in this part, we're diving deeper into mistakes that happen in everyday English and how you can fix them fast. All right, let's start with one that confuses a lot of learners using much, many, and a lot of.
Oh yes, that's a big one. People often say things like, I have much friends, or I don't have many money.
Exactly. The problem is with countable and uncountable nouns.
Right. Many is for countable nouns like apples, cars, or friends. Much is for uncountable nouns like water, time, or money.
So you say, I have many friends, and I don't have much money.
Perfect. And a lot of can go with both. It's the most flexible option.
So I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of money.
Exactly. It's supernatural, especially in spoken English.
One small tip in positive sentences: natives often prefer a lot of.
Right. We usually use much and many in questions and negatives, like, do you have many books? Or, I don't have much time.
Great point. So remember, many for countable, much for uncountable, a lot of for both. Easy. This next one is sneaky since versus for.
Oh, yes. So many learners get these mixed up when talking about time.
People often say, I've lived here since 5 years. But that's not quite right.
Correct. Since shows the starting point when something began.
Like, I've lived here since 2018.
And for shows the duration how long it's been.
I've lived here for 5 years.
Great example.
Here's a trick. If you can replace the word with a date or time, use since.
Like since Monday, since last year, since 10 a.m.
And if you can replace it with a length of time, use for.
Like for 2 hours, for a week, for a long time.
I love teaching this one because once you see the pattern, it clicks.
Yes. Secret to remember: since equals when it started, for equals how long it's lasted.
Now, this one is about intensity to, very, and so.
I've heard so many learners say things like, I'm too happy, or it's too good.
Right. But in English, too often has a negative meaning like more than enough.
Exactly. Too expensive means more expensive than I want. Too tired means so tired I can't continue.
So if you're trying to say something positive, use very or so.
Like, I'm very happy. Or, that's so good.
Right. Too equals negative. Very and so equal positive.
And if you want to sound really natural, use so in casual speech. It adds emotion.
This pizza is so good. Or I'm so tired.
Totally. It's how native speakers express feelings naturally.
Quick recap. Too equals more than enough, usually bad. Very equals strong. So equals emotional.
Perfect summary.
All right, this one is short, but super common confusing. People and peoples.
Yes, we often hear things like, people is nice, or many peoples live here.
But people is already plural. So we say people are nice, not is.
Exactly. People means a group of persons.
So nos at the end, unless you're talking about different groups of people, like the peoples of Asia.
Right. But in everyday English, you almost never need peoples.
So the rule is simple. People are, not people is.
Easy fix. But it instantly makes your grammar sound natural and correct.
Okay, let's practice with a few real sentences.
Awesome. Repeat after us, guys.
I don't have much time.
I don't have much time.
I've lived here since 2020.
I've lived here for 3 years.
This food is very delicious.
These people are amazing.
Fantastic. If you're repeating with us, you're improving right now.
Yes. That's active learning, and it builds your grammar confidence fast.
So, in this part, we covered much versus many, since versus for, to vers, very versus so, and people versus peoples.
These are small but important details that make your English sound smooth and professional.
And in the next part, we'll look at some advanced grammar mistakes like prepositions, conditionals, and confusing sentence structures.
You'll learn how to avoid them like a native speaker.
So, don't forget to join us in part 3 of Common English Grammar Mistakes Learners Make and How to Avoid Them.
And of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Mr. USA English. You don't want to miss what's next.